And we are back. Hope you were able to make use of that little break that we've had earlier on. Dark versus Oliveira is now in continuation. We weren't privy to what went on in game number one. As far as I can tell, I believe Saber was the only caster in that lobby. But we do know that Dark is up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. And we are going to be figuring out how it continues from here over on Oceanborn. We're in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left. We have our red Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea. He's, of course, going to be representing Talon Esports. We have Dark.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player representing CranKy Z Gaming from the land of China. It is Oliveira.
The normal man.
Normal man is here. As you mentioned, it was a long game, to be fair. We don't know what happened in it, but it was around 17 to 18 minutes long, so it did go the distance, at least game number one between these two players. But now we open things up with a pool first. Interesting choice here out of Dark. This can lead into an early Roach Warren, into an early Roach push. Otherwise, this could just be a safer opener out of Dark. I'm curious as to what the hell happened in game one.
Yeah, we'll have to piece it together using context clues. Try to figure it out. So, okay, Dark going spawning pool now in game number one. That means, or in game number two, that means in game number one, he didn't do that.
I mean, true, you're not wrong.
And he won. Wait, but he also won game number one.
Yeah, so now he's gonna lose? Is that what you're saying?
What?
Is that
context clues?
Well, here we go. With the pull first, we have 6 Lings on the way. The goal of these Lings is to bypass the Reaper. This Overlord should be telling Dark where the Reaper is, then we can bypass it, then we can get across the map onto that CC and delay that command center for as long as we can. SCV Scout comes in, and Oliveira will confirm the late hatchery.
Yeah, he knows that something is up. He knows that he has to be a little bit more defensive with his forces. He's going to be very careful with how he controls his Reaper. Going to be keeping it around the scouting path.
Yeah, you can see Oliveira racing back home again. Because he saw the late hatchery, he knows it's a faster spawning pool, so he's getting ready back at home. Lings have arrived. We have 2 Lings going for the SCV, 2 more Lings getting into the main. Actually, more boys being pulled.
Yeah, Dark might be able to. No, not quite going to be able to get SCV kills, but he disrupts a lot of mining. He slows down the natural base of Oliveira a lot, and he gets a full scout here.
Yeah, he gets a full scout.
Yeah, all in all, good opening here for Dark.
Yeah, not too bad at all here. He delays the CC, he gets a full scout, he forces lost mining time behind this. Dark also opened up gasless, by the way, so no gas whatsoever, which means no link speed, no roaches, no banelings. We are just relying on queens and droning for the early game.
Yeah, Dark has already completed what he was supposed to accomplish with his pool first. Now is the time to transition. Now is the time to macro and get into that mid game.
Yeah, and again, a pretty greedy follow-up here from Dark. Now, usually this would lead into Roach play. Just because link speed is so late, we can just skip link speed and just go into Roaches instead. I'm curious if that's going to be the case. For now, we're still just piecing it together. We'll see what the gas is going to be spent on, as we're still just droning up, relying on Queens to defend. Oliveira back at home, going for his own 3rd CC before start point.
Yeah, very economic focus coming down from Oliveira. Gonna be okay. Context clues. He's swapping add-ons here to get a Banshee. Game number one had roaches.
I mean, probably. I mean, as you're saying, like, this Banshee opener is going to be ideal against Roach-based play. Speaking of Roach production, it has will soon to commence here for Dark as the Hellies. They do get into the mineral line.
Yeah, only 2 Hellions, so not quite gonna be a full roaster that we normally like to see, but Oliveira is able to confirm the Roach Warren, is able to take out a couple of drones, so well worth losing these 2 Hellions, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Both Hellions going to be going down for 2. Ooh, not quite getting another one, but another Hellion does come in to roast up another drone.
4 drones in total for, I believe, 4 Hellions. Yep, 4 Hellions. And, of course, that complete scout. Oliveira confirms roaches are coming his way. Once again, super important for him to have built this Banshee.
Yeah, the Banshee's moving out. Roaches have been spotted. The Banshee's going to be able to get some free DPS on these roaches. You can see Dark splitting up his roaches, splitting up his forces. Bearing in mind this is not an all-in, Dark is droning up heavily behind this, working towards his lair. This roach push is designed just to try to keep Oliveira busy back at home instead of counterattacking.
And that's exactly what's happening right now. Oliveira stuck back at home with his units, not quite able to go across the map with these Hellions and these Banshees like he would normally want to really, once again, slow down Dark's economy, get a couple more drone kills.
Yeah, exactly. The Banshees have so much potential aggressively or to harass across the map to kill some workers, but they're stuck back at home. Dark is freely droning, getting into double Evo chamber for double upgrades. Now, for now it's Roach Ravager, but this can lead into Hydra Lurker-based play as well as the game goes on.
Yeah, you're already getting a range unit, so with these Evo chambers, might as well get your range upgrades, might as well get more range units. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see if it +1 range is research. The other option is +1 melee, but there it is, range is on the way, so it is going to be more likely than not to end up in kind of a direction of lunkers. Don't they?
Yeah. Don't lick them. They don't like being licked.
I imagine, like, if you lick a lunker, it's kind of like licking those, like, Amazonian frogs.
Toads?
Yeah. Oh, God.
I imagine that's what happens when you lick a Baneling.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you can get Baneling acid in low amounts.
Uh-huh. Oh, no.
It's kind of like how venom and stuff and poison get synthesized into medicine.
Sure.
I imagine there's some healing properties in Baneling acid.
Do you think in the world of StarCraft there's like that exists where you can somehow synthesize like not necessarily Baneling, but like maybe even a roach or a queen or like Hydra, like venom or something? Yeah, and like
creep,
like cure stuff.
I imagine that has never been tried. It's possible, but it's just never been tried in the world of StarCraft.
You need to expand the lore of StarCraft and start licking Banelings.
Yeah. We need more of the like civilian medical side. But knowing StarCraft, it's probably going to be horrifying, where it's like they decided to make medicine from Zerg, but they accidentally made zombies. No, that's literally in Wings of Liberty campaign.
There you go. There you
go. Now that I remember it, that's the scientists were trying to do something.
They were licking. Yeah, they were licking Banelings.
They were licking Banelings. Yeah.
Oh God.
And then they became zombies.
That's the lore. True.
It's a mission. Yeah. That's straight up a mission in Wings of Liberty.
Oh God. As for now, we are indeed going into this. Hydra, as you mentioned, Hive is about to finish up. Do we have a lurker den? Not yet, but I'm sure it's going to be on the horizon here for Dark. For now, just focusing on Roach Hydra, getting to that Hive. Likewise, Oliveira finally being active on the map. He's got quite a hefty tank out back at home, by the way.
Yeah, Oliveira, playing out a style of Terran that I'm quite fond of, personally. You fortify yourself back at home, you get quite a lot of tanks. This is almost too much tanks here for Oliveira, but we haven't quite hit that position yet. Yeah, but yeah, you fortify yourself back at home, you just continue to build more and more and more units, and your only map presence is 2 medevacs full of units. You're not going for any pushes until you're able to max out.
Yeah, and we're almost there. Oliveira, he's making 2 tanks at a time with that double factory production. He's just amassing a terrifying army. He's on 4 bases. Dark, likewise, should be able to drone up soon. He's still not quite at that 80 worker count because he's relying on a Roach Hydra-based army. He's staying on a lower drone count instead, and his army's going to be that much weaker for it as well. But he at least has Vipers. 3 Vipers, full of energy.
Yeah, some good yoinks, some well-placed blinding clouds can absolutely shut down this army of Oliveira. Like you said, Dark is lacking in AoE. He doesn't have any Banelings, he doesn't have any lurkers yet. He doesn't want to risk Oliveira licking his Banelings or his lurkers.
So he does want to protect them from the menace that is Oliveira, and we'll see if he can. There we go, Lunker Den is now on the way, but before that happens, Dark is pushing his maxed out.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get something done, but this is a beautiful siege line well-placed yoinks, like we said, will be able to make quick work of those tanks. And it looks like that might just not be enough bio here for Oliveira to really deal with this. Dark still doesn't have any AoE, so well-timed stims can still get something done here, but at the same time, it looks like that's just way too much Zerg here. More of them are trickling in, and they are distracting the army of Oliveira.
Yeah, exactly. Again, the yoinks were too good. The blinding clouds as well with those vipers. We bust on through into the natural. We work our way towards the main base. The bio army is still looking terrifying. We almost get a kill on the CC. We're going for it.
And the repair is not quite enough. This is a pretty good concave of Hydras. We're also getting a little bit of a flank of reinforcing Ghosts and Marines, but we also have a lot of reinforcing Roaches to come back and to fortify this front line once again here for Dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Dark's
Dark
just not stopping.
He is not stopping. He cannot be stopped. He breaks the third base, the natural, as well as the army as well. The tank count was impressive earlier, but it is completely reset here between the bases. Now, Oliveira with these reinforcements, he can maybe force back the army. He is sniping these Hydras at least. But remember, Dark behind this, he's on, what, 70+ workers. Vipers are being rebuilt, and he still has a standing army.
Yeah, he still has a standing army, whereas Oliveira's army are kind of on their last legs. Very important siege up here with the Liberators. Very good choke point utilization from Oliveira. Oliveira now going to be able to chase this back. Dark has dealt a lot of damage though. Dark continuing to push. Only chased back once that tank siege is up.
Yeah, the tank makes it just in time. Oliveira, he is barely holding on. Dark is on 91 drones, by the way. He's actually making eight more. He's getting up to 100 workers. Oh my god, he's crazy.
Just like so. Almost 100 workers to the less than 60 of Oliveira.
Yeah, arguably too many workers at this point, but regardless, Dark, he's now focusing on rebuilding, remaxing, this time with 3-3. Ling's speed is on the way, so he can help reinforce with Lings as well to have a little bit more of an efficient army, so we're getting there. Now, Oliveira, he still lives, he still survives, he's holding on, but Oliveira has a lot of rebuilding to do.
Yeah, to say the least. He does have his bases still alive. You know, he does have a lot of CCs that he can use to remake his SCV count. He's doing a very good job of keeping it on top of his macro, but he just doesn't have a lot of resources at the moment, and it's a massive period that he's just going to perpetually be behind compared to the economy of Dark.
Yeah, is just going to be behind, and I mean, we need, there are ways to come back, of course, whether it's like drop play or maybe catching Dark out of position, able to siege up in his army, able to snipe those Vipers ahead of time as well, or even just EMP the Vipers. There is a chance, definitely, like, Oliveira's army is quite efficient, it's quite effective, especially with 3-3 finishing up, but like, everything needs to go right. Everything needs to go right for Oliveira, and Dark, he's already pushing it.
Yeah, everything needs to go right, and Dark's making sure that nothing goes right. He's got lurkers this time, and Oliveira being very on top of these snipes, but there's only so much that you can target down with individual snipes.
No detection.
Oh, nice spread.
There's no detection here. The Ghosts, they stand strong, they're cloaked. They're going to be able to break on through. As I say that, we're trying to... Oh my god, we do come in with the Overseer. We can focus him down, and Oliveira, he's being cleaned up.
Yeah, there's not a lot of lurkers left here for Dark, but there's not a lot of anything left here for Oliveira. Dark going to be reinforcing with even more Hydras.
Yeah, he is reinforcing. I mean, again, Oliveira's going to be able to clean this up, and the lack of Overseer was really hurting Dark there in that fight. It does get sniped once again, but we're running out of ghosts. Those were expensive losses for Oliveira.
And not just running out of ghosts, running out of scans, running out of energy on these orbitals, running out of orbital commands. Period. As they do get taken out by the Hydras.
Yeah, another base does fall. We have a lurker harassing here at the natural. We have 3 tanks, so with these 3 tanks we can hold on to our natural at least. But Dark, I'm not too sure he really cares as he's going up for the 4th.
Yeah, this is a very fortified position once again, however, and a couple of these lurkers are caught mid-morph.
They're caught mid-morph, but we dive on top of the planetary. Boys are coming in to repair. Liberator's coming from behind, but the planetary, it goes down. DPS is just too damn high.
Too damn high. Dark gonna get cleaned up here, but already the damage has been done. That was the only base Oliveira had that still had full mining on it. Oliveira going for a counter push. This is his only shot. He has to go all in, and he has to get something done. It's now or never.
Yeah, it's now or never here for Oliveira. He does catch some of these Hydras as well. Again, he does have the more efficient army. He's going to be able to trade nicely against that Hydra. Where's the Ling Bane? Baneliness is on the way. Lings are amassing as we speak. We're getting on top of the tanks.
Yeah, a couple of them do go down, but the stimmed Marines and the Snipes are going to try to keep them alive. In the end, though, way too much Zerg. Dark going to be taking the series 2-0. GG. Who needs AoE damage? Dark does. He needed those lurkers towards the end there, but for the longest time, Roach Hydra. I don't think there were even that many Ravagers in his army. I don't think he made any Ravagers in his army, to be fair. Just old school Wings of Liberty, Roach Hydra, eventually into lurkers, but hey, it still worked out for him.
Yeah, it did work out for him in the end. I mean, as you were saying, I was very impressed with what Dark was able to accomplish with Roach Hydra Viper. Had very good Viper control there, was able to just annihilate and just pick apart that heavy tank-based army. Very impressive stuff. If you remember, that was before the Ghosts came out, before they were really too much of a factor. So pretty crisp timing there from Dark, and did snowball out of control. My condolences to Oliveira as Dark advances onto the semis, and Oliveira gets knocked out of the tournament.
Just like so, and already there is a semifinal opponent waiting for Dark here. We're going to be getting a ZvZ. We tried consciously to avoid this. Before the stream happened, we looked at the bracket and we said, let's avoid the ZvZs that are going to be happening in the lower bracket for now, and there was a reason for that, because we knew eventually we would get it. Dark versus Shin, going to determine who is the first player to make it into that grand final.